Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the mobile den of Brewers Cafe. Thanking everybody for rocking with us tonight as we progress through the end. We had such a good show, and I want to thank everybody for being here. We had some folks that were here a little while ago who aren't here with us any longer, but that's all good. We appreciate them. I'm going to try to get through the thank yous at a later time in this particular segment, but I've been ever since last week when we had the new season premiere, fifth season premiere I should say, one thing that I wanted to make sure that we did every single show is a piece of history. If you knew me in social media on Facebook years ago, in the age and the dawn I should say of Facebook, then you know that was something that was always very, very important to me. I always did a history segment. And so I never really did it on the show. That we're going to start doing it now. Tonight, we're going to do a little bit of Richmond, Virginia history. And if you're in the room and you want to comment, feel free. If not, I'm going to just drop this knowledge on the listeners, and then we're going to move on. But tonight, we're going to talk about Mary Lumpkin. Mary Lumpkin. It's kind of interesting to talk about her. It was her slave trading husband, Robert Lumpkin, who had an infamous flair for cruelty. He operated Lumpkin's jail here in the capital city, Richmond, Virginia, which was known as one of the most notorious holding facilities for the enslaved here in Virginia. Yet Robert not only married and freed Mary from bondage, but also protected and educated their children. After Robert's death, Mary Lumpkin leased the jail to the American Baptist Home Mission Society for use as a black Baptist seminary. And it would become one of the first school buildings for the forerunner as what is known today as my alma mater, Virginia Union University. So that is a piece of history. That is a piece of Richmond, Virginia history. Lumpkin's jail, many of us have heard of it. A lot of us have heard of it and didn't know what it was and how it is part of the fabric of Virginia Union University, but I just wanted to drop that on you guys today. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. We're going to go ahead and get started on our rants and on our closings. We got a lot of folks in the room. Some folks may want to rant and close. Some folks may not. Some folks, I'm not going to give them a choice. They're going to rant and they're going to close. So some folks have mics in their hands. So I'm assuming if you got a mic, you want to rant. So Ty Cool, I'm going to start with you, brother. You got a mic. So you started off with the rants and the closings, brother. What you got, man?
Not a whole lot, Marcus, other than coming in a little late, but glad to be here and thankful to be here, to be in the den again, and just having a great time with the whole family. Thank y'all as always, and hopefully get a chance to do it all over again. For me, always when we think about stuff, and you know me, it all comes back to love. It all comes back to the music, and a lot of times we going back to this discussion, and the main thing that was pointed out was love. The main scope of it is love, and a lot of times that's the main thing that gets lost in all of this, that love is going to be that one thing that's going to conquer all of this, because nobody's firing out of hate. It's just that protection and useful and with love. That said, I don't have to get no more into that because you all did a great job with that topic. But I will say this, like I said the last time I was in the den. Great music does not have an expiration date. Take your ears to other places. Not just my station, not just Marcus station, but other places where there's good music going on everywhere that needs to be heard. That's all I got.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the den, Legacy Internet Radio. I'm looking around the room. Big Bro Joe, you got a mic?
Of course.
All right, rant.
All right. So tonight, once again, was an excellent evening. It's always great to have people to share experiences, to speak. What's the word I want to use? I look at Big Rube and then I think educated. Not because I'm looking at Big Rube though, but intellectually, it's always good. I love entrepreneurship. Thank you, AJ. You that man. You know, we don't always see eye to eye, but we see eye to eye. I just like to say, you know, everybody who thinks that carrying a weapon makes you a man or a woman, it doesn't. It's the understanding of what you can do or what has to be done when you're thinking about protecting yourself or your loved ones. It's not caring sometimes about what our government thinks that we should and should not do, as far as, is it going to be, am I going to get in trouble for doing what's right? If you do what's right, sooner or later it'll come out in the wash. It might not come out when you want it to, but it'll always come out on time. Yeah, you like that, didn't you? You like that? Aha. No. But, you know, like I said, once again, Big Bro Joe had a lovely time from the mobile den. I'm going to have to get Marcus J to say that one more time. He said it 8 times tonight.
Live from the mobile den of Brewers Cafe, 1125 Bainbridge Avenue, right here in the capital city. I get it right, Big Bro?
You got it right, my dude.
My brother.
Peace.
Sister, you got the mic. It's time for you to rant. State your name.
Hi.
What you want to rant about?
My name is Latoya. Pretty much my rant is today. People that act like they can't do no wrong. We have females that act like, that pretty much act like they are superior. We have young girls that grow up now that play on men. And at this point in time, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of how our black women are acting. At the end of the day, have some standards. Have class. What happened to that? At this point in 2016, it's just class has gone. And the women have accepted no class from men. They accepted men to have their pants sagging. They accepted men treating them with disrespect. I'm sorry, at this point of time, women need to have standards. Women need to decide that I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to be called a bitch. I'm not going to be called a hoe. I'm not going to be called certain things. And I want a man that's going to treat me with respect at the same time. So my rant today is pretty much have class, learn to be a lady. It's gone. The sense of back in the old days that women carried themselves with respect, it's gone now. And I feel like we need to teach our boys and we need to teach our girls, especially the women, to love each other and love themselves. Because no man is going to love you if you don't love yourself. None. They're going to continue to treat you like you are a whore. So that's my rant today. That's one of them. That's one. But I will share the mic.
Thank you, sister. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
So this is LM coming back, and my rant tonight is pretty much feeding off of my sister who just spoke. And pretty much what I'm going to say is that we definitely have to embrace our youth. And I'm going to take a stand on that because today was my first day teaching a Virginia U.S. history class. I was recruited for geometry and they put me in today to teach Virginia U.S. history. So now I'm going to put my own spin on Virginia and U.S. history. So I definitely want to say let's embrace our kids. Listeners, make sure that you are teaching your kids their rights, but please teach your kids the history that's not in the history books. Take them to the library, take them to the Smithsonian, because we are not doing what we used to do. That's my rant for the evening. I'm signing out.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the mobile den of Brewers Cafe, 1125 Bainbridge Avenue, right here in the Cab City. My sister and clairvoyant medium, Shayna Latia. You got the mic, sis. What you got?
I really don't have a rant, but I just want to say thank you, Marcus, for allowing me and my team of light workers to come on and do what we do. Not too many people take to psychics and mediums and people who talk to dead people and all that. So next week we'll be back, and I'll be accepting your calls as usual. Y'all know what I do. I talk to the dead. It's great. I love it. I'm also going to have a special guest, and she's going to teach us something about numerology and how we are connected, how we all connected by numbers. So stay tuned to the Lightworker segment. We're going to be live with the spirits.
Word up. My sister Nate. What's going on, Nate?
Not really a rant. I guess I just want to do my my GPSA. I'm wishing and hoping that we as people take care of one another. I received some devastating news today about a very good friend of mine who is no longer with us. And mental illness is real. Illness, period, is sad, it's devastating, and it's debilitating. So whether you are healthy or sick, please reach out to one another. Wrap your arms around your loved ones and tell them that you love them every day. If someone that you haven't seen in a while, make a point when you're on your way to McDonald's and just doing your everyday stuff, just make a point to check on the person that you haven't seen in a while, just to let them know that you're thinking about them, because you never know when their last day will be. That's just my GPSA for the day.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio, our featured guest. And I'm just happy to have him. His first time on Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. on Legacy Internet Radio. My brother Big T, time for your rant closing, brother.
Before you go, Big T, don't think I didn't forget about that size 13 shoe. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead. I'm ready. Start now. Go. Start. Go.
First off, I just want to say thank you for having me. It's really an honor to speak, and it's just a pleasure working and seeing you again, not just from Spice Rack, but outside of Spice Rack as well. I want to just tell everyone what everyone basically said, is that everyone I know and everyone I don't know, I love you. I love you guys. Because the thing is that you really don't know how much time you have in this world. It's kind of like a candlelight in wind. It's flickering so fast that you don't know when it's going to be gone. You know? And there's so much bloodshed in this world. There's so much hate. But one thing I tell myself is be as sleek as water, running through your fingertips underneath a running faucet. So if you ever put your hands underneath a running faucet, and just felt it, just go past by, how long are you going to quench this water for? How long will it stay there? You have to let it slip. That's how slowly you'll make into the hearts of your haters, into the hearts of your enemies with love.
Said it right.
Because if you don't do that, as a Muslim, if I'm not doing that, if I can't tell someone else that I'm here for peace, I'm here to tell them that it's going to be okay. You know, mental health is such a huge concern, and I do motivational speaking, and that's one thing I speak about. is because 1 in every 10 Americans is clinically diagnosed with depression. 1 out of 10 are diagnosed. That means that there are 9 more people that may not have spoken about it. You know, and the crowd that came out today, if you just look at Facebook, for example, you know, there are people with 2,000 friends on Facebook. There are people with 3,000. There are people with more. You know, if you go to a public setting, you know, just stand at VCU Commons and see everyone coming by. And there's so many people. There are much more than 10 people. And if you have, like, even more than 10 people on Facebook, how can you live with knowing that so many of your friends, so many of the people you love, so many people that supported you growing up, they're depressed, they're suicidal, they're going through so much pain. So I just want to remind myself that sometimes I go away from people. I'm human, I have to work on myself. But even then, I would rather be there listening to you for your problems than stressing over mine. Because when you come to me, talking to me about your issues, my stress, I don't remember it. Because your stress, seeing you smile will make me smile. And that genuine smile that you have on your face, that is my drive to keep going. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to all your next segments in the future.
I look forward to the opportunity that we have to build with you again, because you brought a lot today. And I think that it's one of the rare times I feel comfortable speaking for other folks and saying that, you know, you brought a lot with your love and with the way you spoke and just the energy that you brought. And, you know, the reality is I asked you to come because I wanted to speak with someone who is a Muslim American who can share their own individual experiences with regards to how things are in America, with regards to how our country as a whole decides that we're going to treat your community, a community that you're a part of. And, you know, I know you said, and I say this too, you know, it's unfair to say that we represent a whole group. You know, I find myself sometimes in settings, ain't nothing but white folk around, it's just me. And, of course, I have to be the one to defend everything that Barack Obama does. And, you know, I got to be the one to explain why Tupac has Thug Life on his abdomen and all that shit. So I know that it must be difficult because I put you in a difficult situation. But you came in here, and I know for a fact that everybody in this room thinks you a real dope dude. Like, you a real dope dude.
No, trust me.
You a real dope dude.
Yeah, no, you don't do dope. That means that you are hot like fire. That's we want to put that in there for a little ebonical.
You know what that reminds me of? What's the show? Key and Peele. That's like my translator right there.
He was looking at you like he didn't want to shake his head yes and he didn't want to do no. So he was like,
Not trying to interrupt though, but what you're doing is honestly what we have to do. You have to invite someone else to learn from their perspective.
Right.
You did it, you know, you're doing it.
Right.
Like Alan said earlier, mainstream media, they don't do that as much.
No.
You know, they just give it from their own perspectives. But it's not from your own perspective that you understand the life of someone else. You know, I mentioned this in other events. If there are 7 billion people in the world,
I remember it. Go ahead, give it to us. I remember it.
If there are 7 billion people in the world, and 7 billion people are on your Facebook account, you know, you might have seen people say, yo, can you give me a minute of your time? Pray for my family, my mother, they're sick. Imagine if 7 billion people gave 1 minute of their lifetime to you. How many minutes do you have? Anyone? Who doesn't know?
Clueless. Go ahead, Lisa.
Any guess? No guess?
Don't want to be wrong on air. Thank you.
Usually people say 7 billion. Was that what people are imagining, 7 billion minutes? If there's 7 billion people and you have... Wait, didn't I say that when I was here? No? Okay. So basically, if you have 7 billion people on your Facebook and everyone gives you a minute of their time, you have 1 minute. because it's shared between those 7 billion people. And what we have to remember is that you made that 7 billion count. If there are 7 billion different perspectives of this world, you are special. But just because you're special doesn't mean someone else isn't special. And everyone in this world, everyone you will ever meet, whether they're a stranger or someone that's just walking by, if you look outside, their cars driving by, everyone is special here. And that's what I preach. That's what my religion preaches as a Muslim. And that's what I grew up. There's going to be violence in the world. And I'm there to stand up against any violence. And I'm there to stand up as someone who will invite my greatest enemies to come and join me for just a day. Talk to me. Because I want to get to know why you hate me or my people. Because I want you to see how wrong you are, you know? And before I just keep going on tangents.
No, I got you, man.
I just want to give a last shout out.
Not a shout out, yeah, T.
To my family. I really love them. When I grew up, I was imagined on the radio show, just driving, sitting in the school bus, listening to the Kane show. You know, I'd be like, oh man, I want to be on the radio. So thank you for making it happen. Childhood me is looking up and thinking, damn,
yes,
and where you
sir.
became a superhero.
Yes, sir.
And a couple of people are watching as well from Facebook. Ahmed, Mo Black, and all of these people. I love you guys as well. My sister is expecting soon.
Wow.
So
wow.
Any of
Uncle Big T.
Any of these days, I could be an uncle. So whether you're a Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're atheist, I want you guys to just pray that my nephew comes to this life and he knows that his uncle is there for him, no matter what.
I can dig it, man.
Thank you for having me.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be
you.
me, Big T, and them 13s. All right. All right, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Ain't no half
I'ma leave him
stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Dead, which is the mobile den of Brewers Cafe, 1125 Bainbridge Avenue, right here in the Cap City RVA. We got the proprietor, the owner, and a legacy internet radio alum of the pregame that would air in 2015 right here on the airwaves of Legacy Internet Radio. We got our brother AJ Brewer. We used to call him Prickly Pete.
Yeah.
He's on the air right now, and he's going to Mike's good, brother. He's going to rant and close and say whatever it is he wants to say.
So my favorite song on the radio now is Nas' album Done. It's by Nas. I'm going to read you six bars from this first hook, this first verse. He says, I'm insisting on pushing the culture forward. To all my Go supporters, go support us like a local black-owned grocery store, because in the hood, shit ain't passed down through blood. We get government aid, spend it at they stores, putting they kids through college. We need balance. We need to own and lease deeds in our own projects. So I'm asking all G's to go through their pockets. The racial economic inequality, let's try to solve it. Too many people aren't like supporting the inner city, you know, and I'm extremely fortunate because I got a very, very large, diverse customer base. But if I didn't, I would probably be out of business. I could point to 3 restaurants that have been put out of business because of lack of support. So I just want to encourage people, whoever's listening, to really imagine what it really takes to run your neighborhood. And it doesn't take a Fridays. It takes a steakhouse from, a locally grown kid. It doesn't take a Starbucks. It takes a Brewer's Cafe. And it definitely doesn't take a Walmart. All it takes is a guy who wants to open up a market in his neighborhood. So we founded our coffee shop off those principles, and we've been extremely supported by our community. But I think the minority inner city community should serve itself a little bit better and stop trying to chase another lifestyle outside of what makes you happy. And if it makes you happy to be in the city and send your kids to these schools, you got to stay here and support your locally owned businesses, your schools. Like there's not going to be a magic wand. The government's not going to make Richmond Public Schools better until people who want their kids to do better go there. So that's my rant. But yeah, stop by my coffee shop too, man. 1125 Bainbridge Street. It's not Avenue. I don't even think
I've been saying Avenue the whole night.
I didn't want to be rude.
You could have been rude, man. Oh man, so basically somebody's Googling it and they're like ending up in a ditch somewhere, messing around with Marcus J.
But I'm gonna show you how to get to Brewers. All you got to do is, if you got a Siri on your phone, you ask Siri to take you to the best coffee shop in Richmond. She'll send you here every single time.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. I wish you would. I swear, I wish you would have corrected me like 2 hours ago. You know what I mean? Like y'all all laughing at me right now. Like I feel like I'm the answer to the joke right now. Like y'all roasting me right now. Like what just happened here? AJ, real talk though. Thank you for opening your home.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for opening your doors to Legacy Internet Radio. I remember the first time I met you and whatnot. You was prickly than a mug. You was the only person in the room that was almost as grumpy as me. And I was like, I let us do, like, for real. And whatnot. Big Bro Joe is grinning and laughing right now because he agrees. But, you know, you're a real man. You're a real brother. And I appreciate, you know, what you're doing here in this neighborhood because if, I'm all about giving folks their flowers while they on the right side of the ground. And this man right here, he ain't just talking. He ain't just in this neighborhood trying to make his money. He in this neighborhood trying to build this neighborhood. He could have put his coffee shop anywhere, but he chose to come to this neighborhood, and he chose to come to this neighborhood because he believes in this neighborhood. And he does things. You know, I've been in here and I've watched new people come in here, fall in love with this man, and I've watched regulars come in here and show this man love. And so if you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, and you're listening to everybody who's been in here, you need to come in here and support this man because he's about community, he's about building it, and he's about love. And that's how we do, and that's how we're going to grow. Group economics is one of the most important things that I think we could ever talk about on Legacy Internet Radio and anywhere else. So thank you, brother. I love you, brother. Thank you for opening your doors to us, your family, because we family together.
Sure, man.
You got it. Yeah. It's been a while since I've had an opportunity to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's time for my brother, Big Rube, to grab the mic and smash. And Big Rube, you ready to smash, man?
Yeah, I think I got something for you today.
Let's smash him, man.
Every year they have these things called the Darwin Awards for stupid people. There's really no other nicer way to say it. It's, hey, let's put some airline fuel in your scooter and see what happens. Yeah, stupid people. I today need to ask Darwin to come up with a new category. And I don't want to make light of this, but I think it's important for people to understand that, overall racism is stupid. However, there are some people who are just special, who put themselves in a situation in which they just possibly do the dumbest thing possible at the worst time in their lives, and they just find a way to just truly realize that as smart as you are, you might be one of the dumbest people on this planet. On the 15th of September, a couple tweets went out. I think it was what do they call it? The kids call it, I think, Snapchat. Of these two Caucasian females who decided that, hey, we're going to put mask on our face, which happens to be brown, and then we're going to Snapchat this to our friends. Now, let me clue out on some on Snapchat. There is a section where you can put private. So only your friends get it, not everybody. Well, clearly the senior from Kansas State University wasn't well versed in Snapchat because she's stupid. So her friend put a brown black mask on their face to make their skin look good, and then decides to Snapchat it, and then has a little comment on it, basically with the N-word. Yeah, possibly dumbest thing ever. And of course, what happens with everything like that? It goes viral. 14,000 people in the span of like 8 hours have shared this. And next thing you know, you didn't get kicked out of Kansas State University. They just relieved you of all your classes. Because they didn't say they kicked her out. They say they relieved her of all her classes. She was about to graduate in May. And I don't even care what it was because clearly she wasn't smart enough. Her friend didn't even go to that school. And you know, that's not the dumb part. That's not the dumb part. And I actually have to look at the articles. I want to quote this because this really just brings everything in perspective. So, the one thing you shouldn't do ever when you get in trouble is go and talk on any type of public forum, whether it be TV, radio, anywhere that your words could possibly be repeated. So she went on, I think it was a radio station, and she said, quote, "We clearly understand that what was said and what was done was completely disrespectful. I did want to inform everyone that it was, in capitals, not blackface, in parentheses, but it was a L'Oreal clay facial mask. The signs that were thrown also was an inside joke between our friends that represent, quote, West Coast is the best coast, unquote. We never intended for the picture to offend anyone." Then she added, "We accept that there will be people who won't forgive us, clearly, but something had to be said." Well, I think you said everything in the picture. "Ask anyone who knows us. We are the most accepting and least racist people," which contradicts everything that picture just said. "We know we will ride up, not rise, ride up and learn from this mistake. We will be better. We know what we did was wrong." Hold on, man. I need everybody just to chill for a second. You put a picture covered in brown L'Oreal clay face mask. You put a statement up there with the N-word. And you're not racist. Now, she possibly could not be racist, but she ain't helping us out. And the school was very quick and pretty much said she had been relieved from classes. Her sorority kicked her out. We don't condone that here because they had no choice. What school, one, is going to accept her at this point, at least for the next year? Because you kind of got to lay low for something like this. But then, two, the other thought process is, who are her friends? So it's not just these two. It's the other people that she associates herself with. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we've talked a lot about it today, but racism is alive and well. Some people just don't talk to people they don't like. Some people put up signs of Trump in their yard. Some people put a picture of blackface on their Snapchat. It's very important that we realize what things are for what they are. Don't try to cover it up. hey, I'm not racist. No, but you put a picture of blackface on. Yeah, you're racist. Get over it. All right. But more importantly, just don't be really stupid about it. If you're going to do something, just do it. Just don't be dumb. And unfortunately, probably in 2 years, she'll get a great job and nobody will ever know of this anymore. But sadly, those are some people who won't have that. I mean, you go and you rape a girl, you get 3 months. Get out of here. That's what our world is. We need to know what it is, and we need to find our way to navigate it around it in a positive way. It's Big Rue. It's a smash. I'm out.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. live from the mobile den of Brewers Cafe, 1125 Bainbridge Street in the capital city, Richmond, Virginia. Last but not least, before yours truly, the First Lady of Legacy Internet Radio and my co-host for the night, comedian S. Lissa P. It's time for you to close it out. What you got?
Real quick, thank everybody, each and every one of your faces that were here in person. Thank each and every one of you who logged in through Facebook Live or, just putting it out there on social media that we were here at Brewers Cafe. Again, AJ, thank you so much for opening your home to us. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you for everybody that came out. I really don't have a rant, like seriously for real. Just do better, be better, learn how to love, learn to come in peace, and try to make the world a better place because, again, it starts with you. Like Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. So, being that I know each and every one of your sexy selves looks at yourself in the morning, it starts with that one. So, again, Lissa P loves you, and Legacy Internet Radio is where it's at. So, make sure you all keep up with us. All our shows from Sunday to Sunday, www.legacyinternetradio.com. Marcus J, thank you, brother, and congratulations on a successful first mobile den of Legacy Internet Radio.
Thank you, First Lady. I appreciate you. I'm going to go and do something a little bit unorthodox for me. I'm going to make my rant and my closing my thank yous. And so, as you can hear, I'm playing my music right now. I want to give a special thank you to everybody who has been here live in the den of Legacy Internet Radio, 2 minute account. Thank you to everybody who checked in social media, checked in Facebook Live, 2 minute account. I shouted you out when you came through. I appreciate you. If I didn't get you in, please don't be mad at me. It's just been a lot going on tonight. But please know that we appreciate you. We appreciate the fact that you checked in with us. Tonight, I'm going to profile 2 missing and/or exploited children. We're looking for Zakira Brown. She's a black female from Richmond, Virginia. She's been missing since March 28, 2016. 16-year-old, 5'4", 125 pounds. Last seen wearing a blue fleece jacket and blue jeans and blue Pumas. If you've seen her, please contact the National Center for Missing and/or Exploited Children on their website, missingkids.com, or call the Richmond Police Department, 804-646-5100. We're still looking for Sterling Blanche. He's been missing since August 12, 2016 from Henrico, VA, which is also Richmond. 14-year-old black male, stands 5'1", 125. He was wearing a black sport jacket with blue stripe, gray, and tan pants and carrying a gray backpack. He may be in need of medical attention. If you have seen either of them, contact the National Center for Missing and/or Exploited Children. Please contact the Henrico County Police Department if you've seen Sterling Blanche at 804-501-5000. Shout out to those folks that have been checking out Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. We air live every single Monday from 7 p.m. until we finish, and live in radio on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we got the Urban Serengeti. On Thursdays, we have All Throttle Radio. Fridays, we have the Woke Squad podcast airing live from Boston, Massachusetts. Saturdays, we play reggae during the day, and we also replay our live shows that we did all week. All day on Saturdays. Sundays, we have Amplified Gospel. And on Sunday nights at 6 p.m., we have Twi After Dark. And so we've got a dope lineup here at Legacy Internet Radio. As I mentioned, I'm not even going to try to rant and close and do anything on top of what my crew, my family, my loves have done here tonight. So I'm going to just go ahead and close it out. I want to remind everybody that independence is key to building your legacy. Also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. The abundance of water. The fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. Ain't no half step on Marcus J. We're going to re-air the entire show in its entirety as quickly as I can get it uploaded. So if you missed anything, keep on rocking with us. We'll be back live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio next week. Thank you to Brewers Cafe. We love y'all. Be back. Peace.